I'm not. At first, I was against it, but I talked myself out of it because the Lions aren't very good. And when you don't have a team to root for, sometimes we're all reduced to rooting for individuals. And I cite my own experience, Gator. I've often told the story. I grew up a San Diego Padre fan. Was it rewarding? No. So I became the biggest Tony Gwynn fan ever. And if you wanted to argue Wade Boggs versus Tony Gwynn, I would argue and argue and argue. And argue some more.
Okay. You want to argue?
No. Let's go to not anymore. Jason in Ferndale. Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going? I was kind of provoked to call you guys after not so much when Suh sacked Stafford, but the comments that he made to the media regarding the organization and not wanting to make comments on it. I think it's pretty obvious that, he's alluding towards a broken organization, a culture of losing. And we see it time and time again when these guys leave town that they kind of have the same comments. It's just alluding to the fact that it's just a bad organization.
Well, you know what? I would prefer them to stop alluding and just say it.
Me too.
Because here's the thing, Jason. There's no guarantee that's what he's alluding to. It could be something really personal with him. But who knows what it is? So you're led to think that it's okay. He's obviously critical of the losing culture they have in Detroit. And, I have to go back and look at it, but the 4 or 5 years he's spent here, how many of those teams made it to the playoffs? 2?
Yeah, I think 2.
Yeah, and he made a bunch of money doing it.
Yes, he did.
I don't think it's that. I think it's. I don't know if there's gag orders in these contracts where these guys aren't allowed to badmouth the teams that they leave. But I mean, you saw it with Ebron, you saw it with Cliff Averill back in the day. I mean, they leave, and it's almost like they have a animosity towards this organization, just like the fans do at this point. Just tired of losing,
Which, by the way, is something that I always think fans want their players to care as much as they care. They really do. They want to know that when the Lions lose, it really hurts and really bothers them. They don't want to think that they're just collecting a paycheck and going on with their day, And so it would be. I think it would be okay, but I can understand it'd be tricky territory for a player to say, well, I don't want to piss anybody off. I may as well just not say anything.
Any publicity is good publicity, and a guy like that, is he really afraid of bad publicity?
Well, I don't think he is. I don't subscribe to the theory that any publicity is good publicity, but you're right. A guy like that wouldn't surprise me if he did. Thank you for the phone call, Jason. 248-539-9797. What are the odds that Suh's comments are a personal foul against Stafford trying to injure him? I'll take the over.
No.
I'm sorry. What are the odds that Suh commits a personal foul against Stafford trying to injure him? I'll take the over.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if it's Stafford. It's just the quarterback. He goes after quarterbacks. None of them are safe, which is, in a way, that's Suh's. That's what gave him the edge, and that's what made him feared and great. I don't think you've seen a whole lot of that this year. And the way the rules have changed in protecting quarterbacks even more so, you're probably less likely to see it.
No one should cheer for the opposition, regardless how poorly our team and players are performing. Only fans of Suh are likely to cheer him on, all 2 of them. Personally, I have zero respect for dirty players like him. Shame on Suh. The best thing the Lions could do for Stafford is to sit him, save him from injury and embarrassment. Suh should get 100% booed. If you're a Lions fan and like him, you're an idiot. That's from Nick.
How many Suh jerseys do you think you're going to see? Like people,
Lions?
Yeah, because Lions fans, obviously, Lions fans buy up the jerseys. Those that go to the games, it feels like 70% of those that go to the Lions game have a jersey or some kind of Lions gear on, right?
It does.
That place
feel like
is just blue. It is really blue. I imagine over the time that Ndamukong Suh played with the Lions, there were a ton of Suh jerseys that were sold. Are any of those going to be busted out now because the team is not very good?
That's a great question. I wouldn't suspect. I don't know. I mean, it's a question for the fans. Do you wear your Suh jersey to the game on Sunday? All of this is on the table because the Lions aren't very good. Right? I mean, if the Lions were good, competing for a playoff spot, and yet when your team is frustrating the hell out of you, I understand why you might be, screw it, I'm wearing my Suh jersey, and I'm gonna root for a guy I used to like a lot. I really can't say that I blame you for that. Although there's people saying if you do that, you're an idiot. Suh should be booed heavily from the beginning of the game, but he should also be sued for sacking Stafford. So, I mean, both should be booed at the beginning of the game, but sued if he sacks Stafford. It sounds like somebody really doesn't like Stafford. Well, either way, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to watch. And the other what if is what if the Lions actually win this game? Honestly. I think people have gotten away from the storyline of, watch, they'll win. There's not a whole lot of that.
This one, how many people really feel like
It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of, watch them win this one. You know what I mean? I think people are like, you know what, I've been down that road before, and I don't see it happening this time around. But I suppose this is the ultimate rope-a-dope, and if anybody gives their team and their fan base the ultimate rope-a-dope, it is the Detroit Lions fans. By the way, we tweeted out a question today about what's going to get you through the winter months. Right now, Michigan basketball has 54% of the vote, Red Wings hockey 24% of the vote, MSU basketball 13% of the vote, and Pistons basketball 9% of the vote. They're all showing a little promise. I mean, and look, I understand that none of them, I mean, Michigan basketball looks great, but the other three have a little promise and have some flaws mixed in, and you can see why people would be interested. The Pistons play Golden State on Saturday. Do you remember my bold-ass prediction?
That would be the only sellout of the year?
I know. I said their first sellout would come against Golden State, and the Pistons would be 14-5. That was my bold prediction.
Oh, where are they now?
Well, they have to win on Friday night to get to 12-7. But I went bold, right? You got to go bold-ass prediction, and it didn't quite work out. But you know what else is happening in that game is Steph Curry is expected to come back. He's been out since a car accident, but that's supposed to be his first game back. So we'll see how that goes. All right, coming up, we've got some trade speculation regarding one of our teams, and it's not like the Stafford talk we had from yesterday. We'll get to that at 11:20. 97.1 The Ticket.